My name's Lochlann, and I'm a visiting professor here at King's, and I'm in the Department of Global Health and Social Medicine. Things that art is, I think, a little bit more than you'd first expect just by looking at a series of images and a kind of playful way of rethinking categories. So my hope is that people will look at that and then tweak their thoughts a little bit on what first seems like maybe. I use cartoons, so it looks a little bit childish, it looks a little bit naive, and there's a way in which one might expect it to be then very straightforward, and that's part of my strategy, is to make it seem more straightforward. So it takes a little bit of attention and focus to read them a little bit carefully, and then to let that carry you, hopefully, a step farther. A lot of my research as a social scientist is to think about categories in different ways and to deconstruct what they've meant. What I've aimed to do in all of my work is to take these concepts and deconstruct them and rethink them and think them in relation to how other disciplines think them, and notice that actually they mean really different things. Cancer means a very different thing in medicine or in law or for a patient looking at a prognostic chart. And so I've always been really interested in disentangling what all that means and then how that works, has cultural and very meaningful manifestations. And so for me, doing that through drawings has been a really interesting experiment, because what started as, I'd say, even an intuitive way of laying out the drawings then became a puzzle for me. How do I push this differently in the same way that I might push an argument differently as a writer? And so, in a sense, when it came to designing the book and the publishers asked me to write an essay on what I was doing, I had to think about it, as artists do when they have to write their curatorial statements and so on. I had to think about why this made intuitive sense to me, how it was such a useful form for pushing categorical thinking, and why it kept me entertained, really, for several years, actually, in trying to figure out what else I could do with this form. And so, in that sense, it struck me as I kept going with the project that arts-based methods, and I have worked in theater and painting and other arts-based method before, and I teach with them, is such a promising way forward in rethinking how we do scholarship and making it, re-energizing it, making it relevant, and in exploring different kinds of ideas and concepts in new ways.